Okay guys, so here we are with another quick tutorial, and this one's going to be one about managing the anatomy of the arms in a very simplified manner. So I'm going to draw what is representative of the two bones, or well, three bones actually, but so I've simplified it into these two kind of shapes, and I'm going to show you this effective method that I use to simplify the anatomy. So it's kind of I kind of call it the armor, like he's wearing shell armor, you know. So okay, so what I'm drawing here at the moment is a deltoid, which is the shoulder muscles. You've actually got a group of them, but I'm just drawing it as one sort of little lump, and I'm going to do that with all of them. You know, you've got front, side, and back deltoids, but we're working for simple animation purposes here, so we'll just make everything one. So it's kind of like a shell on the shoulder, and this one will represent the biceps. Now you have two, which is why they're called biceps, but again, I'm just going to do it as one. And I'm going to place that where the biceps are normally placed. You'll see the relevance of all this when I start to show you a small little animation that we'll do using this method, and how simple it is to get anatomy in your drawing, your animation drawing. The next one is a 3. You've got 3 of these muscles, but again we're dealing it as just one simple blob, and they're the triceps. So they will be going to the back of the arm, or the underside of the arm, and you again, you know, you have 3 heads, but we're going to put them there. Now the next one isn't really a muscle, it's just what I'm going to draw is I'm going to accentuate the defining straight of the arm, which is the straight line, the defining shape, which is the ulna bone, which is the bottom of your forearm. You have a radius and an ulna, but the ulna bone is, you know, very harsh, where the elbow joint is, and, you know, goes into the wrist. So that's, you know, normally a very straight, harsh line. So that'll sit along that's the elbow along there. And then what I'm going to focus on next is the brachioradialis. There's another muscle called the brachialis, but the brachioradialis is the one that we're going to focus on this simplified animation tutorial. And that's going to sit on the top of the forearm above the ulna there. And you'll see why I'm going through this brief explanation before we start the actual animation, so you can see the point of all of this. I'm going to see if I can spell this here. I'm not sure if I remember, but it's the brachioradialis, and it goes along the radius bone. I guess that's why it's called the radialis. And you've got the radial muscles inside there, extensor carpi radialis longus, which is a very strange one. But anyway, do your research. That's very important. I'll talk about that later. Although I'm explaining this to you in a simple way, it's best to understand the anatomy of the arm. I'm going to outline these ones here for you so you can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, you really do need to go away and learn more about the arm and more about the arm muscles, but I'm just showing you a quick method that I use when I'm drawing and animating to simplify things in order to get a slightly more informed drawing in my character. And I've given this my own name. I call it the shell armor name, like he's just sort of wearing a suit of armor, and it's sort of like the main muscles that form relief are like shells. Okay, so we're going to start with I'm just going to do a very simple sequence. I'm going to go straight ahead with this, really loose with the drawing, a very, you know, basic stick man, and I'm keeping it very basic and stick because I want to show you how you can add information to these roughs with that method that I told you. I showed you rather, and hopefully you'll be able to use it as well. But I must stress again, this is just a guide. Go away and research the arm properly through books and life drawing so you understand what you're doing. as opposed to just using this rather quick method. I used to do that. I used to see a professional or get something from a book, and I used to think, that's the way to do it. What's the point of going and looking in the book? What this guy's doing looks about right to me, and that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to cut corners. I'm going to do the shortcuts because that's the style I like to draw in, and that's what I want to do. Well, it'll come back and it'll get you later on, guys, because when you want to do a drawing with more information in it and you want to work out a difficult angle, or you have to draw in a different style, or you have to do some kind of illustration or some sort, you're going to be lost. So I really do stress you. I'm making this video to help you, and I'm making it to give you ideas, and I hope you get something from it. And I hope it does inspire you, but I'm going to stress you, please do go away and research the anatomy of the arm properly. It's all nourishment, and it's all help. And then what I'm showing you here will be even stronger tenfold. So, okay, let's get back to the scene here. I'm blocking out a very simple movement. A character with his hands on his hips. He's going to take his hands off his hips and put it in a spread arm position. Not really focusing on whether it's good animation or not really focusing on whether the drawings are relating to one another or not, because the point of this little tutorial is to show you how to add a little bit more information to your drawings, to get a little bit more anatomy in there to strengthen your poses. Another reason is I want to show you how, by having these little pieces of knowledge, these little nuggets of knowledge that you gain from anatomical study, you will be able to look at, flip your drawings and keep things. I'll get a lot of questions about how do you keep things in the same place, how do you know, how is it all the time staying the consistent size when you're flipping it, even your roughs are kind of tight. By using these kind of methods, and you'll see, just by having a solid piece of construction, having a solid character with informed construction, so you know where everything goes. I mean, the volumes won't be exact. That's what locking down and tying down is all about. So, okay, there's our basic move that I've just done straight ahead. It's twinning like mad. It's not the best of animation, but our point is not actually animation on this particular tutorial. Okay, now what I'm doing here, which I didn't talk about in the little introduction, is I'm kind of joining the two shoulder muscles, the deltoids, together with the chest, which is the pectoralis major. And I'm not going to really talk much about the chest, but I'm joining them because the shoulders kind of stick into the chest muscle. They kind of wrap around there. You'll see I'm following very accurately the rest of the method I showed you at the beginning by adding the biceps, triceps, ulna, and brachioradialis along my basic tubes. But getting back to the chest, one drawing that really illustrates how the shoulders and the chests interlocks for all you animation enthusiasts is Glen Keane's Tarzan. Those wonderful drawings he did of Tarzan with the anatomical muscles structure underneath, and you saw how the shoulders and the chest muscles were wrapping around each other and going into each other. So, of course, go away and research, but that's why I'm kind of joining them, and that's how you kind of keep a regular uniform to your character and your anatomy as well. So you can see, it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm just adding those main anatomical features that I talked about earlier to the drawing. And the sizes are changing and whatnot, but of course we're roughing here and I'm doing things relatively quick just to prove a point. So, but you can see that there is some kind of consistency there, and we are getting anatomy into the character at a very simple level, and sometimes this is the only level you really need to take it, and I'll show you how you simplify it even further, because obviously you seldom draw a character in complete, without his skin and all the muscle and bone. But so I'll take it, just simplify it a little later on. But you can see just by having the knowledge of that basic shell armor muscle structure around the arms that I talked about earlier, you can go about putting in details into your character quite quickly, quite casually, with ease, really. But again, I must stress, go away, research the anatomy. You might find that there's another muscle or another piece of information that you particularly like. My drawing style is based on the simplifications that inspired me when I was young, you know, the curves and straights of Milk Carl, which I got from being influenced by the curves and straights of Don Bluth, who got them from Milk Carl. So, yeah, by all means have a go, and there we have it. I'm being very liberal with the rest of the character's anatomy because I'm just focusing on the arms, but there you can see that's how it's sort of looking. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select each of these frames and change the color. That you can do that just by selecting the frame in Flash. Adobe Flash is what I'm using, people. If you're going to write in the comments section what software are you using. And I'm going to make the character lighter so I can just draw over this and show you how to simplify it even further if you know you don't want the character's arms being a load of lines and muscles. So you just pick your shapes, really, as you can see what I'm doing, and you can have your character's arm, you know, that's how you get the arm shape that you see in many popular designs out there. You know, some manga anime designs have much more information in their musculature. The drawings are a lot more complicated than or seemingly more complicated than Disney drawings, because they don't move as much, but they have a lot of anatomical information in there. I mean, I love the drawings in Capcom's Street Fighter or SNK's King of Fighters. I mean, the musculature in Samurai Showdown and all those things is absolutely amazing. You know, I wish I had deltoids like Ryu, but there you go. But so they obviously have gone into more of anatomical accuracy with those drawings, or exaggeration. But remember, guys, in order to exaggerate something, you've got to understand it first. So you've got to do the research. And this little video that I'm putting here is I hope is going to inspire you to go away and have a go, but also go away and do some research of your own and make drawings of the arm. I mean, I didn't really talk about the forearm bones, the radius and the ulna, and how they twist and turn to cause that wrist, our wrist to do all those lovely things. So, you know, I've left a lot of information out because I'm focusing mainly on simplification for a certain style of animation, you know. So please do go away and do your research. I know a lot of people who watch my channel are into anime and manga as well, or primarily into anime and manga, and the stuff I'm showing you here is great for simplified animation, effective character animation. But if you want to do those really hardcore mad illustrations with amazing musculature, then you've got to do more research. Okay, so there you have it. You can see there we've quite quickly produced a character with pretty defined arms using a very simple method. But remember, I'm going to say it again, because some people, believe it or not, would even be skipping this video, which is shorter than a lot of my other tutorials. Do not be lazy, guys. Go away, read the anatomy books. One of the things I like to do is go to Pinterest. I guess I probably would read anatomy books still and research them, but I don't know. I mean, I think you could get by with the internet these days. There's so much information out there. You know, you could make drawings and study from life, you know. There's so much information out there, all free, and it's beautiful. And mine's just another part of that. So thank you for watching, guys. Please do like, share, and subscribe to my AMB Academy Facebook page. Thanks for watching.